Welcome to the Business Behind the Scene podcast with Francesca Moi, where we talk all about real business problems, real solutions, and getting actual results in your business. Hello, and welcome to episode number 171 of Business Behind the Scene. I have decided, and this is going to shock everybody, I have decided to go with the flow. What does that mean is that I'm finding that lately when I have to record this podcast, I was like dredging it and I was like, oh my gosh. And because I've always been so disciplined, and if you guys hear moving around, is because this is how I roll. The times that I speak the best is when I walk around. So I'm going to do it. And I hope that you guys don't mind it. And I'm going to be sitting outside here, playing with Ollie Boy, throwing the ball for him and hanging out with you guys. There's like, right now, there is like a plane on top of my head, so there's going to be noises, but I thought that, you know what, I am not a perfectionist, and why am I trying to run a podcast that is a perfectionist? It's not me, and I enjoy chatting and I enjoy talking, and I felt that this podcast was starting to become a bit of a chore. And it became a joke with all my clients and my team that is like, oh, Francesca's got to do the podcast and she's going to procrastinate. I was like, I don't want to feel like that, because then I thought that when you guys listen to the podcast, you're going to feel like my energy that I didn't want to do it. And so I'm like, okay, how can I make this podcast more fun and engaging and actually something that I do want to do? So I decided to, instead of doing a weekly podcast, I'm now going to do it when I feel like it. I'm going to do it when I've got something meaningful to share with you. I'm going to do it when I feel like I'm really got a message or something that I want to tell you. And it could be more than once a week. It could be less than once a week. It could be a long podcast. It could be a short podcast. I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth, but I'm going to be doing it. So I also want to see if you guys are enjoying it. So there's so much happening at the moment in my business, and I wanted to give you a quick update, and then I want to talk about the experience. And now Ollie is starting barking. Can you believe it? That is hilarious. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Why not? So I had this incredible honor to be called speaking for this amazing event for International Women's Day. And it was such a privilege. It was amazing. I was so excited about it. And then I got the questions that they were going to ask us on stage, and I freaked out. I completely freaked out, because I was like, oh my gosh. They was asking about what is our bias, how do we feel about being a woman in this world, and how do we make sure that we sustain equality and all those things. And I was like, I mean, I appreciate that some people feel like that, and I chose to change my bias, my weaknesses, if we want to call it that, what we perceive as weaknesses, as my strength. So I don't perceive being a woman as a weakness. I actually perceive as being a woman as an amazing privilege and an amazing strength, and I want to leverage on that strength. Like when I first came to Australia, my accent used to be a bias, if you want to, right? Ollie Boy, Nonna is here. Okay, my mom just got home and Ollie's excited, so sorry about that. I hope that you guys don't mind this podcast. It is like literally what you guys are like hanging out with me in my home. This is exactly what I'm doing this podcast. Like I called it Business Behind the Scene for a reason, right? So I wanted to talk about this fact that the most amazing thing is that when I got the invitation, I felt I didn't belong to that stage. I felt I'm not going to be doing justice to these questions, because people are going to expect, I thought, it was all in my brain, people are going to expect me to go and talk how, bad women are not, equal, and women are not treated well, and all those things. And I was like, I don't believe any of that. And I'm so happy that I didn't sleep that night. I was so afraid. And I'm so happy that when I got to that stage, the most amazing speakers and the organizer, they're all on the same page as me. We all believe that women, we have this beautiful strength and we need to leverage on it. And it was so inspiring listening to other speakers, and I was so proud to be I'm privileged. I felt so honored to be in a beautiful stage with those amazing people. So it was incredible, and I realized that I value men, and I think that sometimes women taken a little bit the step towards the other side. Like before, we were us as victims, and I totally agree, and I totally respect that, and I'm not discounting any of what women go through still nowadays in a lot of countries. In our country, in where I am at the moment, in the way the society is in my country, and I'm only speaking for us here, and without respecting anybody else, I wanted to remind how lucky we are. Like we do have a lot of equality, and I want to focus. There was one of the speakers, I loved it. She said, you know what? I didn't feel any bias for anything in my life, and it's probably because I'm too busy being successful than looking at where I'm not good enough, where I'm not treated well, or where I'm a victim, right? And I love that, because it's like we have the privilege to be able to do that. And we have the privilege in this, especially here in Australia, in this country, to be, first and foremost, treat ourselves as equal, treat ourselves as, amazing, kick-ass women. And so if we do that, if we treat ourselves with that, then we're going to be able to bring that to our next generation without any fears, without any feeling less than. And this is something that I am very passionate about, and I didn't realize I was so passionate about it until I got asked to speak about something that I didn't feel passionate about it. Like, that's what I thought. But actually, I'm very passionate about the fact that I think that we need to value our men, we need to support our men, and we need to love them and encourage them as much as they can do for us. And it's like we need to treat ourselves as equal, first and foremost. And so I was listening to like a podcast the other day about it, because I was like, okay, I need to talk about something that I'm not very knowledgeable about. That's what I thought. And when I started to listen to a podcast, and there was all these women talking about how they were treated differently, how they were not put on the same place as men, and all those things, I was like, how do you know though? This is your perception. Bias is a perception. I can go into a room with 200 people and feel they're treating me less than 200 men, and feeling like they're treating me less than them because of my own perception of reality. But I can also hallucinate. If I want to hallucinate that they're treating me less than, I can also hallucinate they're treating me more than. And usually when we are, whatever you focus on, you will see. So I am very passionate about this, and I do truly believe that. And if you don't agree, that's totally fine. We don't have to agree on anything. But I wanted to share my opinion, because I'm like, we are in a place where we have the opportunity to choose our reality, and I choose to see myself as equal to men and to other people. I don't wanna feel different, and I can create that. So I'm truly passionate about this, and I wanted to share my opinion, because I was so happy that on the stage a lot of people stopped me after and said, I love your point of view, I love how you said it. And so I want to start to talk about that more, and remind everybody that we are equal as long as we treat each other as equal, as long as we support men and not expect them to support us without us supporting them. So I believe that there is so much that we can do together and leverage on each other. We have strength that men don't have, and men have strengths that we don't have. And one of the strengths that we have women are very good multitaskers. We can do so many things. We can breastfeed while sending an email, right? We can be present with the kids and look after the kids while we're cooking and cleaning, and we can send 200 emails to people, and while we play a sport. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not saying that women are meant to be in the kitchen. I don't believe any of that, right? So I don't want anybody to take this and turn it into like, Francesca said that we can cook and look after the kids while sending an email. That's not our role. I'm not saying that, because actually I don't enjoy cooking, and I don't see that as my role as a female. But if someone does, I wouldn't judge you. Like, do whatever you like, do whatever you want to do, right? But what I'm saying is, as women, we're naturally good at multitasking. We can do two things in one. We can go for a walk and listen to a podcast while sending an email or a message to a friend. We can do that, right? So we need to leverage on that. We need to be so excited. I don't know if you guys can hear, my mom is cooking, and she's like, heating on the she's making a risotto. Oh my gosh. So I don't know if you can hear that, but again, this is business behind the scene. I work from an office where my mom lives, and where I Airbnb the other room, and there is only boy, and there's noises, and there's things, and I wanted to bring you with that. I want to have a sitting in the couch. Actually, I'm sitting in the couch right now, with me and knowing what it looks like to waiting for lunch to be ready at 12:30. You hear all these noises and you can't smell what I'm smelling, but I can guarantee you that my stomach is going, oh my gosh, we're about to eat mom's food. So yeah, I just wanted to bring your attention to the remembering who we are and the power that we have, and leverage on that rather than using that as an excuse of why we're not there yet. Nobody's ever going to make you feel anything that you don't already believe. So if you believe that you're less than a man, then you're going to see all the occasion where you feel like less than. But if you believe that you are equal and, you know, there's no difference, then you're going to start to see more of that. And that will bring you so much more joy and peace and excitement into your life than anything else. So I wanted to share this with you guys because I believe that we have so much potential, and if we choose to collaborate between us women and with men, if we choose to leverage on each other's power, we can create so much more abundance for everybody, not just for ourselves. So that's what I do believe. So I hope that this was a valuable podcast for you. I do believe that we should celebrate women's, not just on International Women's Day, but on every day. I believe that our past amazing, gorgeous women that has done what they've done for our for us, for the freedom that we have now, they would want us to shine in it and thrive in it and fly away and bring more positivity in this world rather than treating each other as like a victim all the time. So that's something that I wanted to remind you all of, like what would our ancestors want for us, and what if they had a possibility to be in this world right now, how would that look like, what would they do? So a little reminder there of, like, you know, do we need, is it necessary to treat ourselves as a victim or less than? I don't think so. I don't think any women deserve that. Any woman is less than anything else. We all have amazing powers. We're incredible. We're amazing. I'm so proud when I hear stories. I just finished an interview with Megan talking about she's a mom, she's got kids, she's running 2 businesses, she's a rock star, right? It's amazing, and I love to see that in women, and I love to see more of that. On that stage, I was, surrounded by amazing women, and they were all talking their successes, and I just love to hear stories like that. So, little reminder that we can do that more, we can engage with each other more, we can collaborate more, we can support one another more, and that's what I'm going to be starting doing more. So at my conference, there's going to be amazing, incredible speakers. We have 5 women and a man speaking, and if you haven't really got yourself a ticket to conference yet, make sure that you come along, because it's happening in May 2023. It's going to be fully booked soon, so get yourself a ticket. It's going to be amazing, and we're going to be able to share with you all the amazing things that not just me but all women have done in the businesses and men to get the business to the next level, because we are all amazing. So thank you for listening, and thank you for allowing me to flow into, maybe do this podcast less but more meaningful to me, like more exciting news and things that I want to share with you guys. Tomorrow I've got my first networking event in a long time, and I'm very excited. There's 40 people at SVP and counting, to be honest. So that's going to be a first. So next time I'll do a podcast, I'll tell you all about how that goes. Let me know if this is a good idea, if you're enjoying this. By the way, I'm in my mom's garden. Like, she's making this place so looking cute right now. I have to let her know how it's so cute. I appreciate it. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to see you or listen to you or hear your feedback soon. Thank you again. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. If you have enjoyed this podcast, then you're definitely going to love our Coaches 10K kit. I have created this specifically for you to show you how to get your first 10K. This is an incredible bundle that I created where you get unlimited access, like literally lifetime access to 2 of my main courses where I show you exactly how to get to your 10K a month. You're going to absolutely love this, but on top of this, there is also a sneak peek inside of my sold out business academy. 7 days where you get to really try out and watch all the things that you can and really get the gist of what we do inside of that sold out business academy. This is priceless. I am so excited to have you joining this. I mean, it's only $197 at the moment, so please make sure that you check the description and the show notes to see if this offer is still available. But you guys need to go and come and check it out. Check the description for the link and go and join our Coaches 10K Kit. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode.